Winter brings both beauty and danger. One day calm, the next a blizzard. The world can transform overnight, with gentle snowflakes turning into swirling storms that blanket everything in white. For many, winter is a season of wonder, but it's also a time when nature's power can catch us off guard. We watch the weather to stay safe and prepared. Whether it's planning a commute, deciding when to travel, or simply knowing how to dress, staying informed helps us navigate the season's surprises. Our daily routines depend on understanding what the skies might bring. Each year, winter's signs appear differently, and we look for clues in the atmosphere and oceans. The shifting clouds, the restless sea, and the changing winds all hint at what's to come. These subtle signals are the first whispers of the season's story. These clues tell us what's coming. Meteorologists study every detail, searching for patterns that reveal the future. This year, the story points to big shifts. The atmosphere is restless, and the signals are stronger than usual. Patterns shaping our winter stretch across the globe. From the Pacific to the Atlantic, distant forces are at play, weaving a complex web that connects continents. What happens in the Arctic can affect weather in Texas or Ohio. A shift in polar winds can send cold air plunging south, changing the outlook for millions. Meteorologists connect these dots, tracking snow cover in Asia, sea ice near Alaska, and the jet stream above. Each piece of data is a clue, helping to solve the puzzle of the coming season. This helps us predict the season's character. Computer models crunch the numbers, but it's human insight that brings the forecast to life. Winter 2025 already looks different from last year. The patterns we see now suggest a new story is unfolding, with twists and turns ahead. More snow in Canada. More Arctic ice. Early signs of a colder foundation. These changes could ripple south, shaping storms and cold snaps far from the poles. The jet stream is becoming wavier, letting cold air dive south. This meandering river of wind is a key player in our winter drama. This is just the beginning. The first flakes and clouds are only hints of what's to come. We expect a season of two halves, early winter shaped by one pattern, then a major transition. The atmosphere is poised for change, and we're watching closely. December's weather could look nothing like February's. The contrast may be dramatic, with sudden shifts in temperature and precipitation. Our job is to track this evolution. We analyze, interpret, and communicate what the data means for you and your community. We'll follow the cold, the storms, and the moisture. Every front, every system, every change in the wind matters. The atmosphere is setting the stage for change. The next act is about to begin, and we're here to guide you through it. Let's break down what we're seeing now, and what it means for you. We'll explain the science, the signals, and the stories behind the forecast. Stay with us as we explore the forces shaping this winter. There's much more to discover, and every day brings new insights. The story is just getting started. Together, we'll watch the skies and uncover what this winter has in store. To truly understand the winter that's unfolding around us, we have to look far to the north, to the vast frozen expanse of the Arctic, and to Siberia, often called Earth's great refrigerators, where some of the coldest air on the planet is born and stored. At this very moment, a powerful high-pressure system is building over Siberia, creating a deep, dense pool of frigid air that's just waiting for the right conditions to escape. This cold air mass won't stay locked away forever. It's poised to break free, first spilling into Alaska, then sweeping across the Arctic and beyond. As it travels, the snow cover stretching across Asia and Canada acts like a giant mirror, reflecting sunlight back into space and reinforcing the chill below. This year, the Arctic Ocean ice north of Alaska is thicker and more extensive than last year, helping the cold air retain its intensity as it journeys southward. With these conditions in place, the odds increase for truly frigid air to surge into Canada and the United States, setting the stage for dramatic temperature drops. But the story doesn't end there. The North Pacific is also a key player. Warm waters in the Gulf of Alaska clash with the advancing Siberian cold, fueling powerful storms. This classic setup brings heavy snow to the mountains and drenching rain to the coasts, creating a dynamic and sometimes dangerous mix of winter weather. The jet stream acts as the atmosphere's highway, steering these storms and carrying moisture and energy deep inland, shaping the weather we experience. Every piece of this puzzle matters, from the snowpack in Siberia to the warmth of the Pacific, each influencing how our winter unfolds. The balance between cold air, widespread snow cover, and ocean warmth is incredibly delicate, Shift one, and the whole season can change. That's why meteorologists are closely monitoring these ingredients, watching as they come together to set the tone for the months ahead. The stage is set for an active, stormy season, with the potential for rapid changes and surprises as these forces interact. The cold is steadily building, and the atmosphere is already responding with thickening clouds and the first flakes of snow. Soon, we'll witness how these powerful forces shape our winter, from calm, clear days to sudden, intense storms. The first signs are already here. Frost on the trees, snowflakes drifting down, and a chill in the air that hints at what's to come. Get ready for a season defined by the relentless influence of the Arctic, as cold winds sweep across the land and reshape our daily lives. The Arctic chill is on its way, promising a winter that will be anything but ordinary. One of the most powerful forces shaping our planet's weather is the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. This vast system, centered in the Pacific Ocean, acts like a giant engine, driving changes in temperature, wind, and rainfall patterns all around the globe. At the moment, we're experiencing a weak La Niña phase, which means cooler than average Pacific waters stretch along the equator. These subtle shifts in ocean temperature might seem small, but they have enormous impacts on weather far beyond the Pacific itself. La Niña alters the position and strength of the jet streams, creating two dominant flows that sweep across North America and set the stage for dramatic weather changes. The Pacific jet stream becomes more active, targeting the northwest with a steady parade of storms and delivering heavy mountain snow to the Cascades and Rockies. Meanwhile, the polar jet stream dips southward, ushering in blasts of cold air to the northern plains, the Great Lakes, and the northeast, often leading to frigid temperatures and frequent snowfalls. In contrast, the southern United States often remains warmer and drier than usual, as the subtropical jet weakens and storms are steered away, sometimes worsening drought conditions. This classic La Niña setup is expected to dominate the early part of winter, shaping the weather patterns we'll see in the coming weeks. However, this year's La Niña is notably weak, and is already showing signs of fading. Meteorologists are closely watching for changes, as the Pacific's influence is beginning to shift. Forecasts now point to a significant change in the middle of the season, with the potential for a dramatic shift in weather patterns across the country. The transition away from La Niña is shaping up to be the winter's biggest story, as it could bring a whole new set of weather challenges. As the Pacific shifts gears, storm tracks and temperature patterns will be reshaped, affecting millions of people from coast to coast. The Pacific is about to flip the script, and the coming months promise to be full of surprises as we watch this powerful ocean system in action. The headline this winter is the shift from La Niña to ENSO neutral. By January or February, Pacific waters return to near-average temperatures. This isn't normal. It creates a unique dynamic pattern. The Pacific jet may weaken or shift, but the polar jet stays active, driving cold south. The subtropical jet strengthens and moves north, bringing more moisture to the southern U.S. This means more storms and precipitation, especially when cold air and moisture collide. The dry early winter could flip to a stormy, snowy second half. Regions starting quiet may end with significant snowfall. This transition makes the forecast complex and exciting. Watching Pacific temperatures is key. They'll dictate how winter unfolds. The second half of winter could be a wild ride. Let's zoom in on the next week. The weather map is turning active across North America. The Northeast gets a brief cool shot, followed by a reinforcing front and showers. A strong low-pressure system targets the Great Lakes, bringing wind and rain. The Northern Plains will feel a noticeable cool down as cold air builds in Canada. Out west, a series of Pacific storms is lined up. British Columbia faces heavy rain and mountain snow. Snow levels will drop across the Pacific Northwest as storms move inland. The jet stream is becoming more amplified, with deep troughs and high ridges. This wavy pattern is classic for an active winter. Cold air is pushing south, and the battle with milder air is underway. Winter's first act is here. Looking ahead, models hint at a major cold snap around October 29th. A deep trough could send Arctic air into the central and eastern U.S., the season's first big chill. If it materializes, expect the first snowflakes and temperatures well below average. This event previews the winter pattern: Cold air is available, and the jet stream can deliver it. Even if the cold snap isn't as strong as forecast, the trend is clear. The atmosphere is primed for winter. The days of autumn warmth are numbered. The battle between mild and cold is about to begin. These late October patterns often set the stage for December. Meteorological winter could arrive early for much of the country. Get ready, winter is knocking. Europe's weather can influence North America's winter. The atmosphere is a global system. Patterns in one region ripple across the hemisphere. Right now, Europe is cool and stormy, with below-average temperatures and major storms. This reinforces a wavy jet stream across the northern hemisphere. A trough over Europe can help build a ridge over the Atlantic, then a trough over North America. Blocking highs over Greenland can disrupt the jet stream, setting up cold outbreaks and East Coast snowstorms. Monitoring Europe gives us clues about our own patterns. If Europe stays cool and active, North America likely will too. The global dance of air masses is underway. We're not forecasting in isolation. It's all connected. Europe's chill is part of our winter story. As we enter the heart of winter, the pattern shifts. The transition to ENSO neutral brings a stronger subtropical jet and more Pacific moisture. The polar jet keeps delivering Arctic air. Where these meet, expect the biggest storms, heavy snow, sleet, and freezing rain. The south and east may start winter quietly but could end with major storms. The Pacific Northwest storm track may ease, but the focus shifts east. ENSO neutral winters are volatile and unpredictable. The north stays cold. The south and east could see dramatic changes. The risk of major snow or ice storms is higher than last year. Prepare for a winter that saves its biggest punch for the end. The most dynamic weather is still to come. Winter 2025 will be unlike last year. The ENSO transition brings change and volatility. This mid-season shift is the key to our forecast. Early signs: more snow cover, intense Siberian cold, and a warm North Pacific. Expect a winter of two halves, classic La Niña early, then a stormier, more volatile second half. The subtropical jet will bring more moisture to the south and east. The risk of significant snow and ice storms rises for millions. No two winters are alike, but this one has more bite. The global stage is set for surprises. Stay informed and prepared as the curtain rises on winter 2025. We'll face it together, one storm at a time.